The following is a public access production. It is not produced, sponsored, or endorsed by this station, the local government, or the cable providers. The program producer is solely responsible for the content of this program.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the special edition of Keeping It Real. And today we're highlighting, we're showcasing, we're interviewing, we're presenting Miss Heather Rockwood, who is a new cultural district director. Is that your title?
Executive Director, yes.
Executive Director of the Natick
Center Cultural District.
Thank you. And Kate, could you tell me what do you do? First of all, welcome to Keeping It Real.
Thank you.
And what does it, and who is Heather Rockwood, and what is that you do here in Natick? And welcome to Natick.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here, Deborah.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming.
So at the Natick Center Cultural District, which is run by the Natick Center Associates, a private nonprofit, we run events, we coordinate with the merchants, with the government, we communicate a lot with a lot of the players in the downtown area. We work with the Natick Garden Club, we work with a bunch of communities that are central to Natick Center. I also work a lot with the Metro West Boston Visitors Bureau on marketing and advertising, trying to get people to come to the center that may never have been there before, and tourism. We also
It's a fancy job.
Yeah, but
it's an exciting job.
It's a lot of communication, a lot of emailing every day. If you see me working, it's usually I'm sitting at my desk and emailing.
So Heather, what's your background in this? And you said, I got to know you a little bit before the show, and you was telling me that you worked in museums. What kind of museums?
Yes, I worked in mostly Revolutionary War history museums. So I worked at the Old State House first, and I worked there for 7 years, giving tours, selling tickets, moving into fundraising, development, marketing, membership, all of that stuff that people do in the office. I really loved it there. I fell in love with this style of work of event planning, executing, as well as history, community, and really getting to know a place and its place in history. From there, I went to the Newport Historical Society, which doesn't really focus on the Revolutionary War. They do all of Newport history, but they do a lot of interpretive events, so a lot of interpretive actors would come and do certain points in history and play out those events for audiences and also interact with them. And so that was a great learning experience, getting to work with people who are interactive in costume, in dress of that era in the 1700s.
And what was your title?
I think it was
like the director, or
no, I was
program
development and marketing associate, I think.
Wow. And then what's the next museum you went to?
My last position was at the Massachusetts Historical Society, and there I was the marketing manager. And I mostly worked from home. It was through the pandemic. I got hired during the pandemic, and I did social media, and I did a lot of their emails. And because they have a very high volume of very prolific employees that do a lot of work, they have over 80 employees at any given time. It was a full-time job to just tell people what they were doing because their output is so great and wonderful, and it's the whole gamut of Massachusetts history. It's a place where, the person who founded the Massachusetts Historical Society wrote to Paul Revere, because they were alive at the same time, and said, hey, can you tell us about that ride you took to Lexington? And that's how people know about it, is because he wrote a letter back and said, sure, here's my story. And that's how we know that happened.
Wow, that's great. So now you're working. So Natick has a historical society. Was that under the umbrella of the Massachusetts Historical Society?
Oh no, these are independent nonprofits separate from each other. The Massachusetts Historical Society is an independent nonprofit. It's not associated with any government agency.
Okay, because it's interesting. So I come from Boston, and I study library sciences.
Very cool.
Yes, I went to Tufts University. I have a bachelor's in and child studies, French, and African studies. So I'm very interested in museum curating, and that must, that's part of the library field.
The MHS, the Massachusetts Historical Society, likes to call themselves a library that has exhibits.
Do you have a degree in library science?
I do not. I have a bachelor's of art history.
Oh my goodness!
So I
love art.
Me too.
Oh, that's great. So welcome to Natick.
Thank you.
And so, do you have plans, special plans? Or, Athena and I were very, very good friends, and she did Juneteenth, and I assisted with that. And I worked with the Natick Historical Society for 3 years. The Native for Black Lives Matter, Natick Historical Society hosted the What is the Slave to the 4th of July.
Yes.
But this year my group has evolved, so now Natick is United is working with them. But for Juneteenth, I'm going to be working with you because I'm on the committee.
Yes.
And so do you have any special plans for the year? And we could focus just on African American, which would be Juneteenth and Multicultural Day. But Multicultural Day, that's just not African American, that's all cultures.
All cultures, yeah.
So Natick is 2% black. And I guess it's a little more higher with the Asian Indian population, but it's 92 or 80% white or Caucasian. So how do you plan on maybe bringing more people of color or of ethnic group into these Juneteenth, say, or into? I have some historical recollection on how we made it happen. If you want me to talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had the Juneteenth, because Juneteenth just became a holiday, like what, 2 years ago?
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. So we had the first Juneteenth in Natick, and we have a black woman, Christian Pope, who was the first black select board member. So we actually had a celebration for her during Juneteenth, and so that was nice. Black Lives Matter kind of like gave her a welcome. And then we had the Crocodile River Band who played. I think they were I was just on the phone with them before you called, and they want to come back.
Oh, okay.
To Multicultural Day. So do you have, who are you having come to Juneteenth this year?
Yep, so we have a few groups running tables. We have a couple of food vendors, mixed dogs. Yeah, running booths. So they'll be doing activities, giving out information. Oh, okay. But we also have the Drum Nomads coming.
Okay, that's,
yep.
Are they based out of Metro West?
Yes, yeah.
Bruno?
Yep,
and all them? Okay, they're good, yeah.
And we also have the Squeeze Box Stompers coming.
Oh, they sound fun.
They're really fun. They're very up and jazzy and dancey, and they'll be really fun to have. They'll be the last band of the day. Yeah.
So you have 2 bands?
2 bands right now. We're still looking for somebody in between those two. Yeah.
But the Drum Nomads, they're not a band, right?
Well, they're a musical group.
So that's the other one. So Drum Nomads and the
Squeeze Box Stompers.
Yeah. Oh, and they do a lot of. Since it's Juneteenth, I remember that they do a lot of Negro spirituals songs like that. Do you think?
Yeah. I'm not sure what their repertoire will be. We've just asked them to come, and they get to choose which songs they do.
Right. Why did you choose them?
Well, because I'm new, I'm doing a lot of what was done in the past.
They came in the past.
They came before.
That's right. That's why I remember them. They were good.
Yeah.
And you need one more. Would you be interested in maybe a gospel choir or something, or you want to be in?
There's only half an hour that we have open, so we need a group that is willing to be there for only half an hour instead of an hour.
Okay. So viewers, I want you to know that Heather needs a band, and so if people in Natick have suggestions, you can email me, DeborahMitchell25@gmail.com, and I'll send it over to Heather.
Yeah, sounds good.
Now, Heather, you did a festival. What's the name of that festival?
The festival that I founded is Jewelry City Steampunk Festival, and it's in Attleboro, Mass, and it just happened this past January.
How many times did you do that festival?
This was the 6th year. We had a couple of years off because of COVID, but I founded it in 2017.
Well, okay, so what kind of festival is that? It's foreign to me. It's like you're speaking another language. What is that?
Steampunk is
what is steampunk?
It's a cultural movement, and it sounds more scary because of the punk than it really is.
Right.
It's taking steam technology from the Victorian age and moving it forward into the future from now, and what would that look like if everything was steam technology? So,
what is steam technology?
Kind of like a steam train, a steamboat.
Okay.
But if everything was steam.
Oh.
Instead of diesel technology.
Oh, I see.
Like we have cars today, what if it was a steam engine car? Like what would that look like? And so we get art, we get music, we get fashion, it started in literature in 1986. And it was coined that year by an author, the word steampunk.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's been around for 40 years almost now. But the steampunk, the way I fell into it was going to Watch City Steampunk Festival, which happens in Waltham, which is very close to here. And they are the biggest steampunk festival in New England. And that just happened 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
And when you go there, it's a bit of a spectacle because people use their imagination of bringing this past forward into the future and arrive in all different places. So there's tea ceremonies, there's parasols, there's fun hair. There you can have a whole different costume from somebody else, and you're all still in the same subculture.
Oh, so it's going back to a certain era. Right?
Yes, but trying to take the best parts of that era and bringing it forward into the future.
And so what's the total title of your?
Jewelry City Steampunk Festival. Attleboro used to be known as the Jewelry City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
And so let's get back to the Natick director position.
Sure.
Now, how many? You said you have 4 staff.
We do, yes.
And who are they?
Lee Manuel,
Yeah.
Deb Sayre, Katie Love, and Anne-Marie Labrache.
And so they help you with the historical or the memory, the town memory, right?
Yes, I would be lost without them. They have great. They know exactly what's going on. They're helping me. Yeah. Every time I have a question, I'm texting one of them. They're really great.
And then you have Paul.
Yes, and he was the interim director, so he really helped onboard me. And anytime I have a question of what happened last year, I ask Paul. Yeah.
Okay, so what is your favorite thing about Natick?
Oh,
you can tell people, because you got the whole Natick audience right now.
What I have found in Natick is that the people are really lovely. They're all very kind. They're all very thoughtful.
Yes.
They have these big ideas and they lack egos. So it's all very community, it's very kindness oriented, and it's very appreciative of culture. And it's in other places, it's not like that. It's very, I'm in charge and it's my baby. And it doesn't seem to be that way here. And I love the community collaboration that happens. Everyone wants to be a part of everything, which I love.
It's very family oriented.
Yes.
I love Natick too. Let me tell you the way I actually found a home in Natick through the Natick Cultural Center by writing the book, and I'll show it, Popping Beans, right? And I first started writing the book when I wrote the book. I'm a librarian, and through the American Library Association, and I wrote the book in 2014. But it's based on my family in Boston, and because Athena, because of the farmers market here and the community here, I started selling at the farmers market to all the kids. No popping beans. Or like I see them when they're young, and then they say, "Oh, everybody has my book," and they like it. And it's funny because they say, I worked at Walgreens. I worked at so many different stores in Natick. It's so funny. Walgreens, Roach Brothers. I was at Donaldson's in Wayland, and Home Depot, I think I got fired from a few of those jobs, but anyway, I was still work there because I have my main passion is not cashiering. My main passion is writing jobs, writing books, and being creative. And I have a ministry called Women of Influence and Purpose, and I have a speakers bureau. So if you need speakers, you know, it's $50 to to give, you know, to recommend a speaker. That's my fee. But I have a speakers bureau. I worked for Oxfam America for 10 years, and I traveled to Africa. And I've also was Tough in Paris program. For 3 months, I lived in Paris. So I was a bilingual.
Oh, very cool.
So I found a home in Natick because of the Natick Cultural District, because of the artistic edge. You know, even though it's only 2% black and it's mostly, it's not, it's a home for me.
You found community.
I found community. Yeah. And one of the bands I brought in was called the Electric Soul Band. And we'll have to have them come back.
Yeah.
Because they were really good.
Very cool.
Yeah, they're my cousins, and they came and they found a home in Natick. In fact, on my YouTube channel, Native for Black Lives Matter YouTube, you can get a look at all the things we've done in the past.
Okay.
And so, do anything else you want to share? I know you have to go.
Just if anybody wants to be a part of any of our events, they're all up on the website, natickcenter.org, and you can look in the event section, and they're there, and we have Google forms, so you can fill those out and just let us know what you'd like to do at the events upcoming. Oh, wow. Both Multicultural Day and Juneteenth.
Okay, so they're looking for, since I was a planner for What is a Slave? To the 4th of July, they need speakers.
Yes, they do. Yes. And their sign-up link is on our website, but that is with the Natick Historical Society. So they're the ones organizing that.
Okay, so and I would think what was helpful to me, because I do have people I could get together and send an email blast and tell them with the link and have them everybody sign up.
Yeah, I'll send that to you. Yeah.
And I will talk to, what's her name again?
Oh, Nikki.
Nikki, Nikki. Nikki and I was good friends, and she had me on there. She's so nice. She's so nice. Where is it going to be held, you know? What is it for?
It's in conjunction with Juneteenth, so it's all going to be on Natick Common, and reading Frederick Douglass Together starts at 10:30.
On the Common?
On the Common.
Okay, because last year it
was in front of the library.
No, last year was too hot.
Oh, right.
And we had it inside of the Common Street Spiritual Center.
Yes.
But we had a great audience. It's not going to be inside?
It's not going to be inside as of yet. Okay. We're hoping not to have to move inside this year, but we are. So the way we've worked it out is that the seating for reading Frederick Douglass Together is going to be in the shade. So even if it's a little bit warm, it starts at 10:30, which is early, so hopefully it won't be too hot.
So it's not going to be in front of the library?
No, it's on the Common.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're changing things up just slightly.
Yeah, that's good. So what unique tweaks or talents or things would you like to bring to Natick? Or I see that what you already can contribute, that whole historical background, the museums, the festivals that you planned.
Yep.
And art history. Do you have anything with art? Do you want to talk about that?
I myself am not an artist. I'm more of a crafter. I like to knit.
Good.
But so I don't bring that edge to it. But
I like to knit.
I love knitting, but I do bring an appreciation and an understanding of how hard it is to make art. But also I'm a realist, and I enjoy logistics and figuring things out, kind of that engineering side of event work. Yes. So I bring that to the table whenever we're discussing things, and I'm like, how do I get 100 chairs from here to here, and think about how to do that. Yeah.
Event planner. Event planner.
Yeah, I have that event planner brain.
Okay, because I have 2 family members, my sister Marie Blackburn and Ralph Jason Younger, her son, and they're event planners and they're caterers and they're decorators and all that. I don't know how they do it. It's amazing to me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can appreciate that. I have family that do that. I mean, they have beautiful platters, they have beautiful this, they create beautiful art. He does the weddings. He is, and I'm gonna give him a plug. He runs a brew pub. called Bad Martha in East Falmouth.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so I'm saying this to say that these are some of the networks we can bring to you.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming, and I know you have to go.
I do.
Thank you. That was a great interview. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Keeping It Real. This is our section of the scripture reading and the current events. Today's scripture is 1 Peter 3:9, NIV version. Do not repay evil with evil or insult with insult. On the contrary, repay evil with blessing, because to this you are called, so that you may inherit a blessing. May God add a blessing to the reading of His holy word. And now for the current events. We have a new pope. Pope Francis passed away, and the new pope is Pope Leo, the 14th. He was born in Chicago, and he's the first American pontiff. Rest in peace, George Foreman, 1949 to 2025. He was a great boxer. He boxed with Muhammad Ali. Rest in peace. News report, Ryan Coogler becomes the first black director with 4 $100 million plus films. Wow. Congratulations, Ryan Coogler. His latest film, Sinners, has grossed over $300 million, and he did Black Panther 1 and Black Panther 2, and I believe he did the movie Creed and Fruitville Station. Congratulations, and he's a young man, and his wife is his lovely partner. They work together. I believe she bought him his first film writing software. Well done. A global renaissance, a statue of black women rise across the world. And that's thesource.com. I think there's one at Times Square. There's one in New York, I believe. That's New York, Times Square. Maybe London, Paris. So there are statues of black women rise around the world. That's interesting. And that concludes today's session of Keeping It Real. Thank you for coming. You are Alpha and Omega. We worship you, our God, for you are worthy to be praised.